Hello and welcome to another VOD review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we are going to be having a look at Ivern. Now, unlike the other videos we've done on this channel, as this guy slaps a ward down there, I'm going to go over a few games, just the first clearing routes, because you can have a lot of different approaches, and then I will cover a full game as usual. I just wanted to talk a bit about the different routes you have at your disposal, and also to have some laughs. So the first one is starting at the red buff. This is as you would normally do as a regular style jungler. You flex from the red buff into the raptor pit. From here now, you're going to go top side and sequence down. The issue with this, well, not the issue with, but the reason you would do this is against a typical strong raptor starting farming jungler like a Lilia. Because the Lilia is going to start on this side, okay, and then sequence all the way down most likely. So as Ivern now, you get control of your jungle and you get to match it. The downside is, as you will see, we smite the blue, take the charge up the Gromp, charge up the wolves, walk on down. The raptors should be charged as you arrived. Say thank you very much. You can take the red, and now you can charge up the Krugs. What's the biggest problem you see with this? You're not level 3. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You're Ivern, now you're a ranged champion. But you don't have the Bushmaker, so to speak. You're very, very close, right? I mean, one minion and you have it. It's just... it's not really as quickly get level 3 head to lane gank as you would normally be as a jungler. Now here obviously can sequence down, scan it up, should get 3 here from the ward, get the experience from the kill anyway, and off Ivern will go on with his life, and now should have prior on the bottom crab into the top crab. And as we swap to the second game, the second style of route is the classic one that I think everyone is aware of, where you start and you start at your wolves, you go wolf, blue, gromp, sequence up to your red, and then you can reverse down clear in exactly the same way, except it has the benefit, or I guess, the benefit of having a bit more elegance to its sequencing. Here you're not going to get invaded, you smite the buff, you charge up the raptors here, so the raptors get sacrificed. You don't get a charge on the Krugs, which is the added downside. However, you do get a very nice level 3 clear by 238, and now you can get onto the map any way you like. And this is nice if the enemy jungler is aggressive versus you, 1v1 beats you, like a Kha'Zix, for example. So they will do red side into the top side, as most of us expect at this point. And you as Ivern now can float on the bottom side. It gives you prior on bottom lane ganks, which should happen here, I think. Or even mid lane if you want. But basically you've got domain over the mid gank, the bottom crab, and the benefit of having a smite charge up for raptors or Krugs counter jungling. So it opens up that availability if you wish to avoid the enemy jungler. What happens here? Yeah, Anivia, yes, there we go. Okay, scanned, nothing. Fine, I take my raptors. And now you can, of course, do this as well. I mean, this domain is something that's available to you. But if you don't have mid prio, like the Ivern here doesn't, you know, we're not looking to sit and battle it out with a top laner who's dead, a Kha'Zix who's near full HP, and a Anivia. So make, you know, the right decisions for the champion and the lanes you wish to snowball. Now the next clear is, if we jump into a challenger game, a bit more what you would be thinking about. Now those are kind of passive, stick to my side of the jungle, which lane do I want to gank, how do I want to get 3, how do I want to set up my camp sequencing and counter jungling. This kind of clear though, now with this rune set, you'll see what I mean, is a little different. Instead of red into raptors or ignoring the raptors entirely, you simply do raptors into red, okay? La-di-da, off we go. Take your blue buff, right? You don't smite it, because we are going to invade, okay? Now you're thinking, wait a second, what are the plans? What are the clever tricks and big brain tactics that we have today in this video? The alpha move. Now I recommend this if you have Hex Flash. If you don't have Hex Flash, it's a little less enticing to do this. However, the nice thing is, even though you only have one camp, as you can see, you can translate very well into that top lane gank. There we go. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. Perfect. Especially if the enemy top had died and TP's back in to die again. And now the nice thing is the Olaf here, who got counter jungled, will think, you know what, I lost my red. That's predictable. I'm going to invade. But the Ivern's already charged up the blue, so should be able to suck it. Then go straight to the Gromp here. and can suck that and smite it if necessary. However, because the Prio on top lane is his to behold, and Silas is in the mid lane, you know, what exactly can an Olaf do here? And this is something that's quite nice. People don't really think about it. The E on Ivern, the shield, if you pop it on a champion, it slows as well. So there you go. Not only do you get the stun, but you got the slow, you got the damage, you got the rotations, and now you run in a challenger game here. You absolutely prime the game. This is done. Like, there's no way the enemy team can come back. There's a lot of random stuff that happens that lets them actually extend the game. But let's hop into our main feature game. This is more Master Tier. Well, it is literally Master Tier. Few random diamonds, maybe some GM Pikas, things like that. The reason why I'm choosing this one over the other Challenger games is because in a Challenger game, Ivern can very easily select, identify, and play around the win condition. And that makes it quite easy to have, you know, if you look at the match histories, you'll very often see just an Ivern have huge KDAs and kill participation, and then at least someone else on their team has almost exactly the same, just because of the presence of the shield and the nature of the champion, which we will look at. And bottom lane is, yeah, they're doing what they do best, I suppose. Okay. You know, wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, no. See, this is more realistic. That's why we choose this. Now, the thing is, what you'll notice here is that the Ivern slapped this ward down, and the Rengar slides down to the bottom side to imagine getting some kills with the Bone Tooth or whatever he wants to do to get fed. The problem with his rotation here is because the enemy bottom lane, the blue team, slapped this ward down, you're giving information to the Ivern. Now, he might be concerned that the Ivern's going to cheese him, but this is where Ivern's tactics really do work in elos beneath GM and Challenger quite well. Because, let's watch. All the first clips we've seen so far have been very interesting, very strange, including the Olaf one. The runes you'll see pop up on your screen, I might as well get that out of the way. Summon an Airy, Nimbus Cloak, Transcendence, Water Walking. You can go things like Hex Flash, as we said in the other video, but Cosmic Insight and Futures Market are pretty much absolute standard. Red, Raptors, charge your blue buff. This is exactly the same as the Olaf Invade, except we don't need to flash the wall here. We're not concerned about any sort of vision because, as you saw early, sitting in the bush, checking to see if there is any. Now we can simply queue over the wall, suck it up, smite it down, and off we go. Exactly the same as the Olaf, except in this case, if you don't have top prio for a gank, he's not level 2 yet. He will be in a minion, but he's going to abuse his positioning. So for Ivern here, it's not just about, hey, I can gank top lane. It's about, can we win the 2v2? Is Rengar sequencing up, and can we win that when he shows up? Can I gank mid lane? Sure. Now the thing is, right, what he does says basically, top lane, you handle yourself, mid lane, you handle yourself. I'm going to take my blue Grump and Wolves. So the blue's up. Let's suck it, right? We can activate onto the Wolves as well. And now we can head down. The Rengar here, peculiar, pings MIA. Was it Rengar pinging it? Is the chat in the way again? I always move the chat around for different kinds of recordings. So, yeah, there we go. The Rengar basically pings, where is my red buff? Let me go invade the blue buff. And this is the kind of stuff you're looking for in your games with Ivern. The mind games, the time wasting. I mean, what do you think is going to happen here, Rengar? Like, this is a complete waste of time. You know, why are we even going here? Why are you letting this happen? There's no reason to start here anyway. He sees you, he knows you didn't ward, and it's very easy for him to just go 3 camp steal, which we saw in the Challenger level game as well. Except in the Challenger level game, he ganked top lane, fell down to the blue side, and the enemy jungler came in thinking, I'm gonna steal your stuff, but didn't have lane prio. The Rengar here has double lane prio, basically. So the Ivern says, you know what, I'm gonna take my blue and get out. What that lets him do then is suck up the Raptors and red, head down to the crab if he wants it, if there's a gank mid lane, which there is. Let's flex into that. Now here, you have to anticipate that Rengar, you know, might be counter jungling and is definitely top crab side. So you're going to look to have here a 2v2, all right? Akali goes back in because why wouldn't she? Shield for the slow. Auto attacks because you're a ranged champion now. Make sure you are using the wave here. Yone gets out of the situation. Fine. Peel, DPS, stuns, shields. Excellent. That's what you're looking to do. Play around your allies' cooldowns and allies' positioning. The fact that Rengar shows going across mid here, down, means that the Ivern says, alright, maybe you took one of my camps, maybe you took Scuttle, but either way he's relaxed because he's got a full charge on the Wolves, he's got a full charge on the Grom. The Rengar didn't counter jungle anything, and now we can go up to the top crab as well. So this kind of clearing is more what you're going to look to do. You can very easily have this, you know, blue side into reverse clear. You could also have, as we said earlier, you've got the Raptors red up into this, into down as well, which gives you a charge on the Krugs into a bottom lane gank. So you need to decide which, out of all the examples we covered, which lane do you want to gank, what's your jungle matchup, and then you can basically flex your pathing and in whatever way you want. And that's where the strength of the champion comes in as well. But this is your standard counter jungling way, you know. This guy doesn't have a clue. I don't know if he's I actually don't know if he's filled or not or just having a bad day, but there's not a lot of awareness. Let me zoom out a bit. There we go. Alright. Now, you can go Moby Boots for increased activity if you want to get around the map as much as possible, which we always do. But having Ionian Boots is absolutely insane because your E scales in such a disgusting way in so many aspects. Shield amount, damage, slow, cooldown. Just the scaling is off the charts with this ability, so we want to make sure this is up as often as possible. Here we go, straight to the bottom lane. Hello. Get stunned, get knocked back. Mukau says good night. And this is where your W comes in here, because the W passively gives you that added bonus damage, right, as well. And you're trying to create this vision matrix where he can't exactly see you while you attack, and then they can't reach you. So this is the kind of stuff you're looking to do. Nothing Draven can do. You just auto-attack down. It's actually hysterical. There's a reason we're seeing Ivern in other positions, not just jungle. Right, where do you want to go from here? Crab is taken. There's definitely no need to check that. That's a complete waste of time. Hit that. Raptors tier 2 is up, so let's suck those up. Smite it to make sure we get the experience. We're close to 6 here. Okay. Mukau is rotating. Yone is pushing. Good counter gank. We saw that floating down again. Just like in the last video. Q misses. Auto attack. Auto attack. Okay. Just like in the last video, when you kill the support long before the enemy ADC, the support's going to spawn first. You know, if you're against a good support, 90% of the time, gonna rotate down here, look for mid gank, look for deep vision. You need to read this as a laner and as a jungler. Because now he will just go back down to the bottom lane. Your support can match. No need to be bottom lane. Will join you. And if there's a fight here, you can easily come out ahead. And as far as the Rengar goes, you're probably looking to see him sequence bottom side to top side, just because he'll have tier 2 camps up and he can secure those. You can see it here. He is there. For Ivern, that means a nice little safety Wolf and Grump activation. Smites the Grump to get the added experience, because that's quite valuable to him. There's going to be a random crab here, though, so losing that isn't ideal. But Rengar shows mid lane, and that's huge. Because Akali isn't there and Rengar's holding, it lets you see everything. So here, I wouldn't hang around if you don't have Smite. If your laner wants to go back to base and pay attention to top lane, don't, you know, activate your is there an actual, I keep just calling it marks and things like this. Grove? Okay. We shall call it a grove then. Don't activate your grove and just sit around for a minute and dance like Timo from the Discord. Because, you know, the Rengar here in the lane probably will kill you. Only stick around if you have Smite and you can secure it quickly. Take the wolves, and now we reset. So we've got a full quadrant clearing. We know this guy did this into the side. Good. That's all we're looking for right now. The ping here from the red team, most likely the Rengar, saying, hey, the blue's up, but I don't know what he's planning on doing. I actually would struggle to analyze reasons behind the pathing. Scan, in case of deep vision. Great. We're level 6. Activate Daisy. Do you see that? Dun-nun. Nun-nun, nun-nun, nun-nun. Here we go. Here we go. We want the assist. Daisy, E shield, protects against the Draven's disgusting axe damage. He tanks a tower shot and good night, sweet prince. I don't know if you needed to activate Daisy there whatsoever, but what you can do from there is immediately use it either as a shove mechanism, a peel mechanism, or for dragon takes. Yeah. Yone's not moving. Rengar most likely topside. No movement whatsoever for mid lane. Gets the push prio. And you don't mind this as Ivern. You know, I know a lot of junglers that are carnivorous in nature want that kill 100% on Akali. But the fact that he gets to shove the wave here to deny, you shove her out the long way so she has to lose a little bit more experience and time, and your bottom lane is ahead. These are good things. Good things. Hey, we have Smite. We can activate a Grove, smite this baby away, hit this plant on the way out to see what's up. Nothing. I would hit this too. I would hit this as well. Always, please. If you have the time and the safety, knowing that you can get this and take it away from the enemy jungler, especially if they don't have any wall hop abilities, do so. Very, very good to remove that action. So now he has activated a Grove on the red and on the Raptors. We're going to head up. Bush for vision control, very useful, right? It grants you vision for a couple seconds. Make sure you use that if you don't know where the Rengar is. Now in the Rengar's case, he has decided to follow through on his threat of stealing the blue and Grump. Apparently to him this is equal worth to the Ivern's actions, but you know, League of Lone Swords. You know that's gone. Puts the bush up again for vision. Rengar shows top lane. Alistar roams mid lane for kills. This happens. This is why I chose this one over the others, because it's absolute chaos. Now here you could suck your wolves. He didn't check that, so that's a missed opportunity.
Where did you raptors get all this gold?
And now you eat all the camps you charged up. You can give a red buff. If you have the ult, you can hold this wave very easily, which he does actually. But he wants to move to the bottom lane here to punish us again. So the bottom lane is the designated receiver of shields and ganks, which I think is a very good decision in Season 11. Here we go. Daisy activated. Chase, chase, chase. Boom. Boom. And misses the knockup. But segments the team nicely. Has to flash out. A little bit messy, but you see the thing about Ivern is you can force those, easily get yourself out of the situation. Daisy continually knocks people up. You've got the bush to protect yourself, and you have the seed as well, the trigger seed. So as soon as they overchase, right? Look at the positioning. Sure, the pike dies, but Daisy is continuously whamming away. The ADC is basically untouched, and Ivern, even though he's low, can sit in the background and just spam E. Yone rotates here. Okay, uses the insane E ability that is... Alright, thank you, Alistar. And, any Rengar mains from the last video? Nice, right? You ult into 3 people with an Ivern. Don't do that. Ivern's excellent at that. Know how to peel. If you know how to peel, and you cue the assassins... I'm following Daisy. Star of the show. You should have a much better time. At this point, I'd assume he did the crab, but he didn't. And overstaying for the crab would be a bit greedy, so... Let's reset. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, objectives on the map. You can easily use Daisy to take them. Once you have prio and bottom lane, again, nice and easy to secure. Activate the suck. Activate a Grove. Hit the plant to see what's up. Activate control ward. Move into the enemy's jungle. W again for the vision. See, there's a fight in the mid lane. Let's rotate. And this is the key thing here, right? That shield helps absorb a lot of damage from the tower shot and the Akali. So now he is more healthy than he otherwise would be, which lets him stick around. You see? All of this is Ivern's gameplay. You're not looking necessarily to be forced to take the wolf camp. You don't have to spend the time taking the wolf camp. You don't have to spend the time taking the Grom. Because you just activate your Groves, and if you have Smite, you secure it, and then you can rotate to fight. You have so much downtime between your sequencing and your setting up of the camps in the first place that you really need to look to rotate. Throw in the E's, throw in the R's. Throw me a Q. Stack the W's. And if there's a Rengar, make him cry. I see a red on the wayping here. I'm curious to see what the plan of action. This is shadowing, right? So he's gonna go down here, but knowing that the enemy bottom lane and the Rengar are most likely looking to steal an objective from the play means you don't want to move down. So it's good discipline to say, you know what? I'm not gonna face check that. Let me give you the Mountain Dragon. So I reversed actually because this is classic, and you'll see this in most of your games. You make the good plays here, right? I know they're down there. I'm gonna move back up. That your laner doesn't think about it, gets caught out. Just let them go. All right? Maybe do some counter jungle. We could easily activate Grove on the Raptors here, smite it, and get out. I don't think you need to be trying to fight this because Rengar's gonna ult. There he goes, and now you die. So, a little bit of discipline there. The wolves should stack up soon. I like how I randomly clicked on the Misfortune and she's basically standing still. TPN from top lanes, absolute chaos. As the Ivern, it's pretty straightforward what you have to do. Dance all the way up into the mid lane. You're gonna lose Herald for this though, but that's fine. That's fine. Objective control is the name of the game though, right? Don't use this as an example of good objective control that isn't, but this is because all lanes are kind of having a little bit of a tragic beginning, first 15 minutes, and Yone's on 420 literally, so it's okay to give up objectives because you know as Ivern, your shield and your peeling is going to be so obnoxious for them to have to deal with. Pyke, what are you doing? Pyke? Saved by Ivern. You saved so many people with that trigger seed. Hits the Q, very nice. Gets hooked into an Pyke hook, dead. Good. Daisy activated, Daisy shielded, Daisy chases, misses the Q. Why would you go into a Daisy there? Know who to focus, you see this? You see this? The Daisy is doing disruption, you're like two champions almost in this situation. He turns to focus peel on the Pyke, okay? Isn't concerned about Daisy, just let Daisy do, look at that. Just let her do those things. Make sure you are shielding the person who needs to be shielded. Which is why Moonstone's so big. Already at this point, 14 minutes, 1700 heals given. It prioritizes that, you know, the wounded target near you and keeps healing them. What's the cooldown again? It's super low. 2 seconds. There you go. So, not only are you spam shielding, you're spam healing, and Daisy's spam smashing. There we go again. I mean, it's brilliant. It's your back line. You're not front line all the time. I mean, you can be depending on your build path and how fed you are. But that was excellent, excellent. Just both the mid lane and the bottom lane fights, sitting back, E, Q. Make sure you keep Daisy in the right position. Excellent. Overcommitments again. Scan your jungle if there's been counter jungling. Here you can wait. There's nothing else you need to do. This is where you make these decisions, right? Pretty much equal game. 15 minutes. You have been the better jungler. 1-1-11. All ones. 12 out of 14 KP. Your mid lane has done well to play off of you. You've played well off of the mid laner. Top laner is existing. Enemy top laner is also existing. Down on a lot of CS though. Your bottom lane, you camped them a lot, yet the enemy Draven still has 7 kills. So in this case, mid-game Ivern needs to come out strong. You can wait around. You know they're on the Herald. Now, is she going to take the Raptors? Why isn't she rotating to the Herald fight that we know exists? Misfortune, could you join us? Okay, Daisy dies in like one hit. That's a bit upsetting, to be honest. Misfortune can push mid and then join this. Q hits. See, that Q hitting is so big because any follow-up CC is so easy. Yeah, again, cleanse is used by the Draven there. And now the Aatrox is disrupting and frontlining, and all you're doing is auto-attacking, okay? Using bushes for vision control and in and out gameplay. Keep hitting your E's and keep hitting your E's, obviously, and then keep hitting your Q's. You lose the Herald there, but you win the fight. That's huge, you know? You're not looking for glory. The Aatrox is really fed here. Identify the most fed and most important member in a fight on both teams. Make sure you shield the one on your team, stun and disrupt the one on the enemy team, and you're gonna have a lot of success. Yone's bottom lane, dragon is up. We need to secure this. I don't know why. But there's a dragon spawning. And we just won a huge fight. And they just got the herald. So if we die mid lane, we give them pressure to set up for the dragon. I'm unhappy with that. I don't say stupid things like ping pong objectives because I think it sounds funny, which it does. I say them because I'm passionate about objective control. I don't think you can fight this now. You don't have ADC. Nah. So you keep making groves in the downtime, you suck them when you go from place to place. You know, make sure you give the buffs to your mid and ADC. Let them know. I took this, take the buff. You know, because sometimes you'll do it and they'll forget. So here, Aatrox is bottom lane. Misfortune's heading bottom lane anyway. She gets pinged out rightfully. I don't know why you'd have a... I don't know why this exists or what's happening right now. As opposed to making a play here. So, what you have actually from a macro point of view, in this game is, you have a prime 1-3-1. You've got a very fed Yone. You've got an Aatrox who beats the Camille. And you have a somewhat competent bottom lane, and even though they are fed, the Draven is currently mega spiking. So, if you've got your jungler with your Pyke and your Misfortune in the mid lane, you're gonna have all the pressure here. But we have no pressure here. And they didn't even use the Herald, so... That's why you don't give ADCs to Herald, they never know when to use them. You know, like, the Misfortune is just missing out on waves. You know, the Ivern doesn't want them, the Pyke doesn't want them, we want to give them to ADC. I know she was shadowing, right? But... a lot of times you'll see the Misfortune go and stay. Okay, how do we win this game now? Patience, 1-3-1, map movement. The Ivern is going to continually create the groves, take the camps, and then shadow his laners, which is what he should do. So at this point, I don't like these kind of games, but you have to be patient. You have an assassin in the Rengar who will scale. The Misfortune, if she mispositions like that again, could become food. The Yone is top lane here against the Camille, but because no one has shown, there you go. There you go. No one has shown for so long, you have to anticipate and ward these gated areas. Just because if you're by yourself splitting and they collapse on you with no objective up, you're dying basically for nothing. But at the same time, you are giving them prior to set up the next phase, which is dragons, barons, what have you. So that's a little bit sad. Right, let's skip. Herald was activated, got a charge, it had to be used. Now we're in the same exact situation, except this time, instead of setting up a 1-3-1 with any sort of pressure, we're actually going to look to make sure we have a fight here for either the Baron or the Dragon. Shove mid, good. Let's watch the fight here, let's see what we're going to do. Pyke does Pyke things, okay. Ivern just using his mega range that he now has. Using the bush. You know Rengar's coming? Okay, we got the flank. Camille comes in with a TP flank. Yone doesn't have TP, so he should immediately now look to rotate. Too many times in low elo, you guys stick to this. Let's go. Get to this fight. You get this, you get Baron. Q misses. Misfortune's a little bit isolated. Alright, be very careful. There's the Rengar. Aatrox goes in. Good. This is what the fighter needs to do. The Ivern is going to E and stick next to the Misfortune. Okay? The Pyke is looking to peel the Rengar as well, which is stopping him from going in. And the Yone is moved down. So this is good. Stun, dead. Keep Eing, keep Qing. Very good. This whole time didn't have ultimate. Beautiful. Well done. Very well done. The TB flank was ambitious. Audacious and ambitious. But at the end, inauspicious. That's a free Baron, and that should be it. So, not the most exciting game, but if you're playing Ivern, you're not looking for dunk highlights, you know? You're looking for mid-range jumpers, complete defensive lockdown, and you get the win, you know? You're like the San Antonio Spurs of junglers, and you will get a lot of success with it. Now, I don't know why they don't actually... I mean, the enemy team should have prime setup for this, so... You exchange the dragon for the Baron, which I think in this case is okay, but they shouldn't have given up the second one. That's important context here. But if there is a fight, they should win it. Camille? Okay, so Daisy's disrupting here. Look at this Aatrox. You keep shielding this guy and keeping him alive so that when they eventually go into the Misfortune, they've blown so many sums, taken so much damage. Daisy's interacting in between everyone here. This is very good. Rengar's gonna try and jump over. Never mind. He wasn't trying to do that. Draven now being knocked by Daisy. He actually flashes to get out, so that's a little unfortunate. I feel like if Misfortune was better positioned and we had the Yone, maybe we could actually do something there as a blue team, but otherwise, no. Either way, you have Baron. Push, stick with your ADC. Shield. It's a big shield now. And here you actually went Redemption. Staff of the Flowing Water and Ardent Censer are your prototypical second items. I would usually recommend one of those before Redemption. So I think here the main point is you get added heal and shield power for your Moonstone. So either way, those are your 4 core items, right? That's what you're looking to build. And then Moby's Ionian is up to you. Ionian is more frequency of uptime, but Moby's will allow you to be everywhere. But at the same time, with 19 out of 22 kills, I think he's looking fine. And really, there isn't much left in this game. It's just closing itself out. So hopefully you can see with the pathing options you have, when and why you would take them. Understand that you can go Imperial Mandate, but Moonstone with the healing, plus the shielding you have in your kit, plus the Aerie, is just absolutely disgusting for whichever target you throw it on. And as long as you identify that target at the beginning of a fight, and position yourself well, and use Daisy well, you're going to be looking to have a lot of wins with the champion. If you have a duo, okay, if you have a duo, it can work out very well. I mean, look at this. Look at the positioning, you see, it's just so unique and so different, but it equals LP. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you were able to enjoy and learn something, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to the main channel. Hopefully a video tomorrow and another one on Friday, and then I'm going to try do 3 next week as well, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.